Michelle. I'm so glad to have
Hi.
talk with you. Such a pleasure. And Michelle, we've been chatting a lot about why you love working with students, what you're passionate about. You and I have known each other way long at this point from our time together at Wharton, now with Fortuna. Tell me a little bit about why you're so passionate about coaching.
Yeah, thank you, Judith, for having me and talking with me. It's really funny. I think, especially at our time at Wharton and now kind of on the other side of it with Fortuna over the last 8 years, it's really developing those relationships with each of my clients and really getting to know them and learning that it's not easy for everyone to open up. But I think the key to it is to help them open up as well, and that we get to know each other so I can help them shine, through the application and bring out the best of who they are. What are they passionate about? What do they get excited about getting up each day and doing, and helping them dig deep, and thinking about things a different way. So I really love the process in that, and from beginning to end. And it is for me, very rewarding. And I think, as well as for them, and really seeing their success at the end of the day and their excitement to, really fulfill their dreams, and such a bright future for each one of them.
What do you think is your coaching superpower? Something that you find, really bringing to the clients, helping them through this sometimes complicated process?
Yeah. My superpower, I would say, one, I think I am a good listener. I'm really good at talking, but I'm really good at listening. And I think from what we put together with our strategy questionnaire, that first step and being a kind of a starting off point is that I can then ask them questions and listen to them. And if I need to ask follow-up questions to really get them to, there's no right answer for what any of these schools are looking for, but what is it about you that you're really proud of? How have your values been developed and created from a person, from a situation? Help me get to listen to you better, and then help you then bring that story and shine through. So I guess maybe I'm a good listener. Maybe that's my superpower.
I have to say, I frequently will joke and say that all of us would make very good therapists or very good members of the clergy. Like, I think,
Oh my
being
gosh.
a good listener is part of the job description. Michelle,
Yeah.
you've had so many great students that you've worked with in the time that I've known you. Can you share a story with me about somebody you've worked with and what that journey was like with them?
Yeah, gosh, you're right. I've had so many great clients, so many different journeys, and really so rewarding. I would say one that comes to mind is one of my clients a couple of years ago that, wasn't successful the first time through, and the difficulty in helping him get through that. And even being interviewed and then not getting in. It's one thing to get to just that interview point, but then to be interviewed, and to reflect on that and to help him. And I think his positiveness and wanting to have continued, our relationship to continue and to kind of, look back on it and know that, every year is different. It's a subjective process. And he did want to continue working with me on a reapplication. And then we kind of picked out the areas that could be strengthened. And we really worked on those. He did his part, and just, made connections, did extra work as well, learning about the school and reaching out, etc. And at the end of the day, did get into his dream school. And the joy that I felt, I can only imagine what he felt, that it was like, it does take sometimes a lot of hard work. And, and I think if my clients are willing to put it in on their end, that's what I'm here for. I say, I'm here to guide you through the process, to answer any questions you have. If I don't know the answer, we have our Fortuna team. But like, if you're willing to put in the work, and it's so rewarding at the end. And that one even more so because of being a reapplicant and he ended up doing just one for round one, in the sense of, I'm putting all my eggs in this basket. Let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed. You just never know. So that was great.
Well, I love that story. I remember that story from when it happened. And I remember how excited you were for your student. I sometimes think that we're like the second phone call. First, most people call their parents, and then they call us. So love getting those phone calls and texts. Michelle, hard to pull out one piece of advice that you would give to people going through this process, but what's something that you think has been kind of a steady, current throughout the students that you've worked with, something that you share with them?
So my tips, I mean, I really do think if you can put in the advanced planning, and I think a lot of people do, in a sense of really giving yourself that time to prepare. So if it's even before you have the conversation with us, but about the why the MBA is
Right.
going to fit into your plan, but then willing to put in the time that I ask you, I think before we jump into an application is I really need you to self-reflect,
Yep.
that introspection, like I talk about, like what I try to dig out of you, what's really important that you can put in that time, because then we can really help that shine throughout different parts of the application, depending on the school, but really giving yourself that opportunity. I would only put in as well the GMAT or GRE at this point. And I find as well, we don't have that extra stress there sitting there with us if you still have to take it or retake it, as well as if you've planned ahead that you've done your studying, that you've taken the test, if you needed to retake it. And therefore, when you come and approach the application, all your energy is put into that. We absolutely can balance both, but it's just to your advantage. We know how important that one piece is with the score, but takes a little pressure off if you know this is the best I can do. I'm really happy with it, and we can move on to just focusing on the application. So I guess time would be kind of my biggest tip.
Michelle, thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to spend some time with you today. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. And I know that you're
Okay.
also very active on the Fortuna webinars and different kinds of presentations we do. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.